Hello guys. In this video, I would like to talk to you about one of the most tragic books ever written, Goethe's Suffering of Young Werther. Okay. So Napoleon, when he went on his campaigns, had a copy of Goethe's Werther with him at all times. Like that's how much he liked it. So definitely a book which you know was a major bestseller when it came out, kind of like the Da Vinci Code, you could say. Um, so Goethe wrote this book when he was just 25, and it's really small. It's just like 80-ish pages. You can easily read it in 2 nights. Just get yourself a coffee and read it. It's a book which you should kind of be cautious, when it comes to approaching, because it's really devastating. Okay, it's really sad and depressing and gloomy. Okay, even though it has kind of beautiful moments. I don't know. It really will make an impact on you. Okay, so let me just tell you a little bit about Werther, and I will spoil it for you. So if you want to check it out for yourself, don't watch the rest of the video. So it's a little novel about a young man named Werther, and he essentially just has a vacation. He's doing okay. He lives with his mother, and he kind of goes away for the summertime. Uh, and he writes letters to his friend. So the book is essentially mostly Werther's correspondence. Okay, and he is in this lovely little village town, and he just lives this kind of beautiful existence. Just there is lovely nature. He's reading. It's everything's going terrific, and then one day he meets a lovely young lady named Charlotte. He calls her Lotta, and she essentially takes care of a large family of little kids. They're not her kids, they're like family sort of, and she just takes care of them. She has those younger siblings. Okay, yeah, they're not kids. I mean, they're her siblings. Right. And she's already engaged to a man named Albert, and Werther really falls in love with her, and just you probably have guessed that he cannot have her, so there is this love triangle type of situation, and Werther gets more and more depressed, and it gets more and more gloomy, and the time of the year kind of changes with his mood, you can say. Like it starts with summer, kind of beautiful, then it gets we get into fall. The leaves get yellow, there is clouds and rain, and then essentially you probably guessed, we get to winter. He gets really depressed and desperate, and there's kind of no way out, and Werther decides to take his own life, and he asks Charlotte's fiance Albert for a pistol. He says he wants to go out hunting, and he shoots himself and he dies, and no one comes to his funeral. Okay, that's the book. So should you read it? It's kind of one of those few instances when I just, well, you know what, I will say yes, go read it. It will depress you. Perhaps it's devastating, but it's great literature, definitely, and uh, definitely a masterpiece of literature. And I was hesitant, to say if you should read it or you should stay away, because it's really depressing, but you should read it still. So yeah, that's pretty much his Werther, and it's kind of interesting. Goethe. Some people who are kind of religious. They say that this book, Sufferings of Jar Werther, was actually inspired by demonic forces. Okay, it was not kind of a work of a Christian. It was a Satanist work. Because sadly, many people committed suicide after they read it. Like, not these days, but back when it came out 200 years ago. A lot of people committed suicide, believe it or not, after they have read it. So, some kind of religious people thought that, Goethe was inspired by, satanic forces. And he himself said that he wrote it in a delirium. Like, he just it was kind of a trance mind state, and he would just write, and the whole thing was finished in less than a month. So you decide if it was demonically inspired or not. But something you should check out, I think.